Now the big important question we have is when to switch from blades to cavity backs. What I have here are one blade and one cavity back. These are Strixons. This is a Z585. I used to play these. This is a Z-Forge. This is what I play now. Let's see if we can focus this damn thing. When I switched from one to the other, I thought it went on handicap. That's how I was when I was younger. I had some hand-me-down Spaldings. They were good enough. I got down to a 6-7 handicap, and then I realized I need something else. I do need something else. I believe that the blades help with consistent distances. That's what I liked about the blades. I first started playing some muscleback Mizunos, and I switched out my big ass cavity backs. I did come down to a scratch with those Mizuno blades. Those were Mizuno Pro 2 blades. I decided to play some of these Z585s a couple of years ago, off about a 3, 4, 5 handicap. And what did it do for me? I'm going to be honest with you. When you strike it on this face, sometimes for some reason the cavity back, the 8-iron would go 188, it would go 162, 179, 190, and I never know when it's going to pull out which distance. What I like about these, and you'll see it in the video where I go through my distances, the distance dispersion is so tight on the blades, whereas on the cavity back it's not as tight. I mean, I know from experience. I played these irons. I love them, but I won't play them if I want to score. The blades are what I use to score with. And I don't care about shot shaping. If you want to shot shape, you're not going to shape them as well with a cavity back as you can with a blade. But the number of golfers who need a shot shape are minimal. You can play one shot shape your whole life. And if you get the same shot shape from both clubs, it doesn't really matter. Where this one is better for me as well is also, it gives me the feedback of a good strike or a bad strike. This one didn't, and that's when I used to get problems with the distance dispersion. So on a par 3, I'd be hitting a beautiful shot, and I think that's a hole-in-one. And no, it goes 10 yards over into a pot bunk at the back of the green, and I'm making bogey or double when I should have been making a birdie. And I have never played such good golf as I have with these blades. But the very important part is not necessarily cavity back to blades. That's not the big deal, because you can make blended sets. A long iron with a cavity back is way more forgiving than the blade. I'm even going to switch out the blade long iron for a cavity back. The lower irons, 6, 7, 8, 9, wedge are much better dispersion with the blades for me. But the important part, like I say, it doesn't matter about the head. You've got to fit that shaft correctly if you're going to use whichever head. This one is fitted by Eric Chong from Impact Golf Malaysia, by Den at Aragon Golf, his protege, KBS S Plus shaft, swing weight D 2.5 in the 7-iron. This one I gave to someone in Chiang Mai, and they screwed it up completely. Same shaft, but the wrong swing weight. They didn't get the D 2.5 properly, and the ball goes all over the place. If you're gonna switch to blades, they are forged. That's what's nice about them. They feel like butter. But then there are some cavity backs like the Strixon that are also forged. Now, the difference in cavity back can also make a difference. So you've got this cavity back which is deep, but then you also have another set of clubs which I'm going to experiment with, like the Z745 or the Z785 or the Z7. Now that's also a cavity back, but it's like a player's cavity back. These Z5 series are very deep, very deep. I have a problem with them. These ones are a bit more reliable, nice look like a muscle back, but they are cavity backs, and these are like player's irons. Now if you're looking at cavity backs, be wary. It depends on your ball strike, okay? If you're not a great ball striker, you might like the deep cavity back. If you're a bit of a ball striker, playing hockey, playing baseball, playing cricket, something where you can know how to find the sweet spot on a club face, you might like the player cavity back, a Z7 series, ZX7, 745, 765, 785, great clubs. You might not like the blades, that's okay. So you get this kind, you get this cavity back kind, and suit it up to you, but make sure that you understand the pros and cons. The pros of this one, mishits go well, they go a little further, a little bit like lower loft, the very forgiving face. These ones, they play like a cavity back, but feel like a blade, nice forged head, really soft, buttery feel, and provide a bit more feedback for you. And then you've got these which provide a lot of feedback for you. And yes, if you're down to a low handicap, fine, but it doesn't really matter about the handicap. You want to switch to it when you're confident you're going to strike the center of the face. You've hit the clubs, you get them fitted to you, so you actually are using a weapon and not an ego club. Good distance dispersion in these two. This one I have a bit of trouble with. So check them out, make your decision, but don't go with the ego. Go with what's good for your game.